and welcome to Hiccups. Okay, I'm gonna cut my show a little short. I've got an appointment I'm going to today to a meeting. So um, this is the CCPD funds. I marked out a lot of this yellow is blocking out the a lot of these organizations that the city gives money to. If you don't know what that is, on the back of the police cars you'll see CCPD funds. Some 6, 7 years ago, when they voted to do this, I try to get people to vote no. Of course, I don't have the money or the power to really get it out there. And but anyway, and also if people would have voted no, our sales tax would have went down 0.5%. So, and but they did is they made it look like you're defunding the police by voting no, and that was not the case. But that's the way they put this stuff. They put it under a smoke screen. But this is CCPD funds, and what I've got marked out here is these organizations right here in white. Well, the rules propose requesting more than the maximum will be disqualified, and the maximum request is 300,000 is the most you can get for a 3-year period, and then you could ask for more. They can evaluate, see what you did with it. Are you making profit with it? All that. Are you progress or what? But 300,000, and if you got more, to be disqualified. Now, this money that we're giving out, and there's millions. I mean, we're giving out a lot of freaking money here, and this used to be distributed by a independent board of citizens that oversaw this, but City Council during Bessie Price's term took over the distributing of funds and put themselves in charge of it, which they should not be in charge of, but they are. So your city council's in charge, and the chair is Carlos in District 2. And well, these six have got more than the 300,000. And see what they've done too since we started this is they changed the rules, which just needs to be. We need to get into this. Not they changed this rule. Now they can get unlimited amount of money. So since we exposed this, they changed that, and but they're not responding to what they did here, and this was wrong. But anyway, they gave gain provision coming up $1,691,000, or some. It's Whipper, but yeah, that's right. $1,691,747.75. Okay, 1,000,000. Get this, 1,600,000. Now 690. Might well say 1,700,000, almost just even. It's just almost there. But 300,000 is the max. See, we're owned by drug cartels. Developers, the POA. These people own the city, and we got to get it back. And the way to get it back is get people to let them know that, because you're giving your money to them. When you buy something, it makes you're feeding this, and they don't answer this. But anyway, that's what we're trying to change, is to get this out. But there's 6 of them here that we tried, and the Fort Worth ISD even got $1 million. They're all in bed together. That's the Fort Worth ISD. Why do we give the Fort Worth ISD $1 million this money? This money is originally set out. It was $180 million set out to get neighborhoods to be involved, to help clean up, make neighborhoods better, less crime, and preventions, and work with kids and all that kind of something good with the positive of the money. Now go around and look and see if anything's changed. There's Hanley's got more gunshots at night, fires, and over by Rose Hill. It's terrible. And over on the east side, it hadn't changed anything. And a lot of people, we don't know what they're doing with the money. We don't have no audit on it, and we don't know what they're doing with this money, or how it's being used, or any of that. So I did contact the chair, Carlos, to explain this. Well, Mr. Carlos will explain this, but he wants to do it behind closed doors. And my policy is hell no. It's not his money, my money. It's our money. We're talking about, we're all a part of this. There's no closed doors. This is transparency. Come out and talk to us openly. And he won't do it. He won't answer. And this document is sitting over at Phil Soares, the DA's desk, asking the question because Carlos is not doing his job. He's running from the camera. He won't answer. That looks very suspicious to me. Anybody comment, I sense this. There's something wrong. It's at Phil Soares. And our good old DA, Phil Soares, well, he says, well, I'm not going to dispute this evidence because he can't. I'm not going to act on it because he won't. And he's not going to answer because he can't. And that's wrong. We have to change that. This is the key to the problem. No, the issues aren't important. It's the system and what we got going on in the system. That's the main problem first. He shouldn't be able to do that. So now I'm taking it to the county court, Tim O'Hara, the judge. I'm saying, look, the DA's not doing his job. It's y'all's job to do something about it, isn't it? My commissioner who wants to go on a fundraising trip right now, wants money, he won't answer. It's his job too, but he won't answer. So they won't say I'm barking at the wrong tree or what the trail is. They just don't answer. Same as Phil. So that's not right. They lied. They took an oath to serve us. They're not serving us. So that's not right whatsoever. But nevertheless, here's the thing. Well, this money could be used, and it needs. I cannot get it, even though I could take. God, give me $1 million something, they'd be in trouble downtown. Yeah, we'll clean up crime, starting with City Hall. That's where I'd start with it. So they're not going to issue it to me because I'll start where the real crime is, and it's right there. That's the real crime. But if we had City Hall cleaned up, an organization like mine could get money. And you know what I would like for us to do a lot of this money? It could be used this way too. And I think it'd be good for the whole city. Is that we need a people's court is what we need. I'm filing an addition to my appeal, and we'll go over that in just a second here. But right now I'm gonna head down there and file this and see if they'll take an addition. I don't know what I'm doing exactly. I hadn't done this before. But because I had a lengthy call, I talked to the lawyers from the city of Fort Worth. Owen, we talked for a little while. He answered some questions for me and tried to enlighten me on some things, and I still skeptic. And maybe he's being truthful all the way. It's very possible. But I'm afraid when you got a city that is so corrupt, and council members and mayors and city council members and employees that barefaced lie, it's hard to find any trust in anything. So I'm skeptical of everything. It makes it hard when a person's telling the truth to you. You don't know because you've been lied to so much down here. So we need to clean that out of the system. That's the fly in the ointment. Is that kind of stuff. Not answering questions, being able to lie. This we should unite and clean up. And then we can get to issues from there at that point on. But first, that's got to be cleaned up. So. But nevertheless, his point was one thing. But if we had, I mentioned it to him too, if we had a people's court, because right now the way that the court system is set up, the ones with a high IQ and the ones with a high bank book, high income, are the ones that win. The ones with low IQ and low bank book, they're the ones that lose. Right or wrong don't matter. Doesn't play a role in this. That's the game. So all of us that are on low income and low IQ, we don't have a sporting chance here. Not at all do we have a sporting chance. And we should be able to use our justice system was put in to help us for issues like I'm dealing with now. Mm-hmm. But maybe I'll start drinking. Huh? That might make the show better. Get a bottle of Jack and see how I finish up. But Here's how this kind of money here from the CCPD funds that's going out, that they are distributing to these people that we don't know. Some are gang members. I mean, really, it just totally dishonest. But that could go to something like this. We could set up a couple of independent people court. This money here, right here, it's not cost the city any, and this kind of money would fund it easily. I'm not overpaying people. We'll pay a small amount for someone to rotate around the neighborhood associations and stuff like that to be the judge of it each and change that position out. And also, we could pay a fee, a small fee to them to cover it. We got those associations that meet for free right now. We got people cleaning up the roads for free. Well, here's something they can do, and even pick up a little bit of cash, or they could donate that money to a charity. Come do it. I donate mine a lot of times to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, so they could do that, or they can use money. That way, we can make sure we got people to help make it run, get it going. And I don't see any problem in using this money right here. Now, we could select our juries, and we can have a trial once a week, 4 times a month to cover these. Once a week, 4 times a month, we can oversee these kind of trials. I guess starting off with, let's see, it won't cost the public anything. Well, they're already paying for it with their tax dollar right here. They are paying for it. What we're doing is using our tax money to give back to us, is what we're doing. So you are paying for it. You're entitled to this. Your money's paying for it, so you shouldn't feel guilty to use it. But they could bring their case and argue it right there without some attorney jumping up and down saying, I object, because we don't know the law. We ain't got time to go to the library or study law or study the cases down like they do. And we're not getting paid to do this. It shouldn't be that complicated for simple cases and domestic cases and stuff like that. And we could get a jury. I'd like the jury to be made up of either a mixture of Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, ROTC, high school students, I guess the 12th grade high school students, the ones before they graduate, that age group, and what we get out of Boy Scouts and like that to introduce them into our system, what goes on. And they can be the jury. We'll pick a jury from that, maybe 5, and a local person for a judge, and whatever we need to help make this system run, to do it, to set up. And we can, like I said, we can set it up. We can hear the cases. Also, there would be work involved that we could pay people to do the work. We could hire a lot of low-income people to make extra money to help supplement theirs because the cases that would come in would have to be reviewed too to see if they have merit. If they have no merit, and you see like the other side is definitely on the wrong, it's just cut and dry. They're on the wrong path. Then we could with a panel, not one person making a decision, but with a panel, and also we post everything, so it's transparent. You see exactly who said what, and see if we made the right decision or not. That way, it can be contested all the time. So everything's in the open here. But if it has merit, and both sides have a merit to their case, whatever, they could come there and have it argued out right there somewhat in front of a group and see how they would decide and what they think is right or wrong. And then if you're not satisfied with that outcome, no one's stopping you from going to court and filing it. But it may help eliminate a few cases because someone may see a different point of view if it's argued out there. Maybe they feel like, well, if these people say so too, and kind of hard to go against the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts if they think it's wrong. I mean, that's going to be kind of hard to go against that. And so I think this would be an ideal thing to have maybe 2 of these set up, one on each side of the city, on the west side and the east side of the city. They could function 4 times a month. They have a function all the time. Code Compliance has one called Code Ranger. And they don't pay you. They get people to come out, and what they do, they get these people to go around and look for violations. Now, these are people that don't have a life, and they like turning people in or feeling that authority, that power. That's what they're looking for, people with minds like that. Because these people will get out and they'll drive around, they'll look for something. Found something. It's like hunting. So code compliance use them in that way, and that's not right. That's wrong, but they do have that. This would be so much better. This would be good. I think it'd be good in a lot of ways. It might save some um, people going to court. Might save some money instead of spending. It costs 400 and oh, it cost me a little, well, almost $500. By the time the appeal was only $35, and the other was 400 and something. So we're close to $500 is what it's cost me, and and I'd love to go through something like this before to argue it out, because I have went and asked people too. Do you think my case have merit? Do you think there's something wrong when the votes drop by 50% after going up 4 elections in a row? Maybe they did. It's possible, but it's enough of an earthquake inside the system to take a look at it and see if there's something not going wrong here. But the attorneys make the argument that I'm barking up the wrong tree by trying to sue the city. I should be suing someone else for this case, and not the city. That they're not the one to sue. Maybe they're right. I don't know, but I think it is, because I don't know who else I would sue anyway. But that's what I got down here. To my understanding, the city attorney is saying that I'm barking up the wrong tree, and this is why my case has no merit in the court. That's why I got ruled down that 91A, whatever, no merit, no substance, whatever. And I'm barking up the wrong tree. Well, okay, if I am at the wrong tree, that would be right. The city attorney is not debating that the drop of 90% votes cast from one election to the next is, I can't say the word, but you can see it right there for yourself. Too big of a word for me to say, but uncharacteristic, So, and it is. There's something wrong here. Okay, I think I may agree with that. The attorneys cannot. They cannot agree with that. No matter what, it could drop down to 99%, and they still couldn't agree with that because they'd be going against their case. It doesn't allow them. They can't do it. Their job will not allow them to do it. So I don't envy. I can't be attorney, and I don't envy their job, because they cannot go against that no matter what. And they should. They should change and teach these attorneys. There should be some kind of thing different, that if it is that, they should be able to agree and let the truth decide at the end of the day, not the game we play and how good you can play the game. But anyway, that's the way it is. With no disrespect to the attorney, I'm not 100% convinced that I am in the wrong ballpark. I did some research here, and what I'm trying to do, maybe they don't understand what I'm doing, but it is the city's job to place recalls on the ballot. Okay, if you do a recall, the city puts that on the ballot. That's who does it, the city. Propositions on the ballot, the city does that. Special elections on the ballot. The city does that. And that is what we are requesting the city to hold a special election. They would put it on the ballot. Now, so I feel I'm at the right place. This is where you get it done at. If you get the power to say do it, I think I'm at the right place. 20% of signatures is required by the city charter to recall an election. Well, they know they're safe at that right there. This is well, I was looking for the charter. I'm gonna find that card or whatever. I'll put it on for the mall show when we redid the charter and all the propositions. We'll go over those. And there's a lot to talk about right there. I couldn't find it today. I was at the last minute. I spent most of the morning just writing this. Anyway, 20% of the signatures. Now this needs to be changed. We added 2 council members to this city. 2 extra council members. They cost over $100,000 each with their offices and their salary and their age and all that. I don't know how much money, but it costs us money. We add 2 on the strength of less than 1% voting because it wasn't advertised. So we put them in at less than 1%. But to remove them, you're going to need 20%. Anybody see the math there? Okay. I don't know if it's still got a tin can sound or not, but I am going to look at a mic today. I was going to yesterday, but I think when I get to my appointment, I'm going to look for another mic so it'll sound better. I hope you can understand this. But anyway, 20% of the signatures is required by the city charter to recall election. So we could recall the election in District 5, Deborah Peoples, but it's going to take so many, it's going to take what? 20,000 signatures. So that's 5 times. It is not an option, is what I put on there. It would require, I just said it, but it says right here, but I just read it. It would require 5 times the amount that voted in the last election. This is invalid. It is invalid. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. You can't, it's not going to, you know, that's not how many, that's how many voting, and you got to get 5 times that to remove them. Oh, they're well protected, and they know it. This is just, the charter's got to be mended. It won't be mended until we put people in office that care. And we can't get people in office that care if the election's rigged. There it is. So, in a nutshell, pretty much. No, it's not. I'm requesting the justice system's assistant. So I'm wanting to go through the legal system maybe to try to do this, because we can't do it this way. To find a, what did I say? What do I got on here? I didn't read this all the way. Maybe I should have. Maybe I made a mistake and I need to correct this before I take it in. I'm glad I'm looking at this. To find a explanation for the, I didn't finish it up. So, but if we did go this route, the city would be the pathway. So yeah, I might look at that before I reprint it and put it out right quick. Okay. So anyway, right there, I've got some kind of flaw on my thing. I mean, I've probably got all kind of flaws in grammar. I know, just tons over here. You know, commas and exclamation marks and all that kind of good crap. But if I can just understand it, that's good enough. We're just trying to get somewhere. So I'm not trying to win a spelling bee or anything. Anyway, I'll work on that right quick. But in all cases, the city is the party to perform these duties. I believe that's right, it looks like. And my understanding, attorneys for the city say it's not. Okay, the attorneys for the city say it's not. I need to put something in there to help. That's what they're saying. It's not their job. Saying it's not the city's job. So maybe I should add that. But also I found on Google today, in Kingsville, Texas, woman sues city to enforce recall election for 3 commissioners. So she sued the city to recall them. So that must be the city is the right place. So their argument is I'm at the wrong tree. Mine is I think I'm at the right tree. But let's see. I had a hard time believing that I'm barking up the wrong tree. Thank you. Okay, so we got to fix that, and we will. So, okay, well, let's cut this off. I got to get ready to go here, and we're going to call this the end of the show, and that. So, I like to end it with let's see, did I get it on here or not? There it is. I always like to end it with, well, it says we're done. I'll let Maddie say I'm done, and tomorrow I'll do a show on the propositions a little bit more, and I'm gonna run. I've got an appointment to go to, and I'm gonna get a new mic. I'll see if I can get it sounding clearer, and yeah, we're still. I forgot about that too. You know, I forgot all about this. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I want. Is that what I want? There we go. Yeah, I forgot about using that. Boom. And I forgot about using that. See? That's why we're practicing. I can learn more about this. But anyway, we're going to let Maddie say that I am done.
Just too young to be a mayor, I'll tell you. That's Maddie Parker right there.
Enough.
But you can't take
Don't follow me out. You're done. I don't want you in my face.
No, ma'am.
I want you
No,
to be
ma'am.
done.
No, ma'am. I'm not
You're
done.
done.
I'm not done, ma'am. I am not done. I'm a citizen and I'm not done. This is a public building. You do not own it. You do not own it.
You don't have
You
a
do
right.
not own it,
I'm
ma'am.
done.
You do not own it. This is a public building.